Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. We're the Sebeka High School Jazz Band. I want to thank you all for coming tonight, and I want to welcome the alumni back to school, those of you coming back home to Sebeka. We have one more tune for you, and then we're going to turn it over to the main ceremony. Once again, thank you so much for enjoying our jazz band music, and we appreciate you enjoying us.
Good? Ready?
Oh, are we starting?
Good? Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you to the Sabika Jazz Band and Mr. K for entertaining us tonight with the wonderful prelude. Good evening, and welcome to the Sabika's 77th annual homecoming. This year's theme is the Mystic Masquerade. My name is Mackenzie Cushel, and I will be your mistress of ceremonies tonight.
Goodness gracious. And I am Christopher Dufault, your master of ceremonies. Tonight, we would like to welcome all of our alumni, guests, and our guests of honor, the past and present Sabika High School Knowledge Bowl members. At this time, Mr. Feldheim, Sabika's superintendent, will speak on behalf of our school and community.
Thank you, Christopher and Mackenzie. It is a pleasure to welcome each of you in attendance this evening to the 77th Annual Homecoming Coronation with the theme Mystic Masquerade. This is always the time the high school students look forward to as they make memories, and also a time for graduates of Sabika School attending this evening to share some of the memories you've had during your homecoming activities. I would like to extend congratulations to the candidates from the sophomores and junior classes who are selected among their classmates for this year's Royal Court. I would also like to give special recognition to this year's senior candidates selected among their classmates for this year's 2023 Homecoming King and Queen. I always want to thank advisors Katie Rasmussen, Melissa Cook, and all the students and everyone else that have also helped out to make these festivities a memorial event for this evening. During this 77th homecoming of Sabika High School, we again recognize alumnus and welcome graduates and their families to this annual event. Special recognition this year goes out to all the past alumnus who were members of Knowledge Bowl teams and students in high school who are currently participating as members in Sabika's Knowledge Bowl. In the history of Sabika School, we've had many success stories in extracurricular activities, in co-curricular activities, and our athletic activities. Knowledge Bowl, which is actually an extension of academic knowledge in many subject areas, testing students' knowledge and memories. During my 19 years as an administrator at Sabika School, I am extremely proud of our Knowledge Bowl teams with trophies in the trophy case that display back-to-back championships in 2010 and 2011. I have a conversation with Mr. Doyle every year, who's the advisor. I tell him, is this year going to be another year when we can put a championship trophy in there? And he says, we'll do our best. I'd also like all those who have been past Knowledge Bowl recipients or on Knowledge Bowl teams to please stand at this time and be recognized. I sat beside Mr. Jerry Miller this evening, and he's been synonymous in Sabika for years, known as the math teacher, who many of you as alumnus have had, and was also instrumental in continuing our Knowledge Bowls for many, many years. He had indicated to me tonight the class of 2010 had an average ACT score of 32 that won the state that year, so that's pretty impressive for Sabika. In closing, the school community extends our appreciation to each of you for attending this 77th Homecoming Coronation this evening. Our appreciation also extends to many families and alumnus who are not able to make it in person this evening. And as always, we continue to appreciate your support for Sabika School. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Feldheim. Our first selection of entertainment this evening will be a performance by the Sabika Show Choir. They will be singing a song titled Jar of Hearts, as performed and co-written by Christina Perry. Released in 2010 and appearing on Perry's 2011 album, Love Strong, enjoy this performance by our Women's Show Choir.
all that's waiting is regret. And don't you know I'm not your ghost anymore? I lost the love I love the most. I learned to live half alive, and now you want me one more time. And who do you think you are, running around leaving scars, collecting your jar of hearts and tearing love apart? You're gonna catch a cold from the ice inside your soul, so don't come back for me. Who do you think you are? I hear you asking all around if I am anywhere to be found, but I have grown too strong to ever fall back in your arms. I learned to live half alive, and now you want me one more time. And who do you think you are, running around leaving scars, collecting your jar of hearts and tearing love apart? You're gonna catch a cold from the ice inside your soul, so don't come back for me. Who do you think you are? It took so long just to feel alright. Remember how to put back the light in my eyes. I wish I had missed the first time that we kissed, 'cause you broke all your promises, and now you're back. You don't get to get me back. And who do you think you are, running around leaving scars, collecting your jar of hearts and tearing love apart? You're gonna catch a cold from the ice inside your soul, so don't come back for me. Don't come back at all. And who do you think you are, running around leaving scars, collecting your jar of hearts and tearing love apart? You're gonna catch a cold from the ice inside your soul. Don't come back for me. Don't come back at all. Who do you think you are? 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 Who do you think you are?
Thank you to the show choir for the amazing performance. You all did wonderful. Tonight, we are honoring Tonight we are honoring all past and present Knowledge Bowl members. I've been a member of the Knowledge Bowl team as a student here, and I'm lucky to have Mr. Doyle as my coach. Mr. Jerry Miller has been involved with Knowledge Bowl nearly every year since its inception in the 1980s. We have had other coaches help throughout the years, and this year, Mr. McCorkle has taken the coaching position for the junior high team. Senior high coach, Mr. Doyle, is not able to be here this evening, but asked us to share this message on his behalf. The 2023 Knowledge Bowl members would like to thank the Homecoming Committee for choosing to commemorate Knowledge Bowl's history at this year's Sebeka High School homecoming. Mr. McCorkle and myself are honored and humbled to carry on the long and illustrious tradition of Knowledge Bowl in Sebeka, and we are pleased to report that the state of Knowledge Bowl in Sebeka is strong and continues to grow. We thank all those who have contributed to our stellar program. From their example, we look forward to continued success in the future.
Our next speaker was part of the 1997 Senior High Knowledge Bowl team that won the regional championship 4 years consecutively and advanced to state. Dr. Benjamin Hess will highlight the Sebeka High School Knowledge Bowl program. It is my honor to welcome Dr. Benjamin Hess, a 1997 Sebeka High School graduate.
Hey, remember this podium being just a little bit taller. Thank you for inviting me tonight. I am privileged to be back to this school for the 77th Annual Homecoming Coronation and Ceremony. I was asked to speak about the Knowledge Bowl program and honor the numerous members over the years. I myself graduated from Sebeka in 1997 and participated in Knowledge Bowl from 1995 to 1997. Our team spokesman was Trenton Schultz. I was able to reach out to him all the way over in Norway for his thoughts on tonight as well. He has a very apt quote in the 1997 Beacon. To quote Trenton, "Knowledge Bowl emphasizes speed along with intellect. If our team can't get in fast enough, it doesn't matter if we know the answer. But Knowledge Bowl also emphasizes fun and a good time for all." For those of you who don't know very much about Knowledge Bowl, I'll try to explain the basics. Currently, a Knowledge Bowl meet consists of several teams from various schools. Each member on the team will take a written test and then participate in 4 oral rounds that are broken up into 15 question blocks. And the team to buzz in the fastest will get a chance to answer the question first and score the point. There is no penalty for guessing. A team consists of 4 members with various roles and areas of knowledge. Besides the spokesman, a team will often have a trigger man who tries to buzz in as quick as they can in order to answer the question. That used to be my job. The spokesman will then report the team's answer, and all the members will contribute their expertise, as no one person will have the combined knowledge needed. Questions often will be math-related, science, literature, or history topics, art, geography, mythology, and pretty much any other trivia topic you can imagine. One of my favorite memories from Knowledge Bowl was when we would leave Mr. Foster's class, English class, to go set up the computers in town hall for the junior high meets. This isn't as cushy of a job as you might think. So we had to lug around large monitors and very old computers and go to the town hall and the area churches to set up. We're talking the old Apple IIe green screen computers when I say old. When we were done early, we could play Oregon Trail on these computers. That's how old we're talking. And if you know what I'm talking about, you're old. So we then would risk electrocution from all the frayed wires as we attempted to cobble together the outdated system, and with a little electrical tape, luck, and a few prayers. The program first got started in 1984 when Jerry Miller was approached by Bob Speed to reach out to some of the more academically gifted students as an advisor. While he appreciated working with the students, he felt an activity that would challenge them was needed. So he founded the first Sebeka Knowledge Bowl team. He liked this sort of thing and wanted to give the kids a chance to be recognized for something academic. The program became wildly successful over the years, with Sebeka becoming a frequent contender at the regional and state tournaments. It was not uncommon to have Sebeka Trojan, Gold, and Purple teams in the top spots at the meets. At the time, there were no separate classes for the schools, so Sebeka often found itself competing against the best teams from Brainerd and Little Falls, not just the local public schools. They won their first regional championship in 1989, and this earned them their first trip to state, ultimately placing third in the entire state. That team consisted of Tim Arechi, Edric Funk, Ted Kern, and Kevin Tormanen. Sebeka won the regional championship several more times over the following years, including 1993, 94, 95, and 96. From the 95 team, Curtis Tormanen was selected as one of the 6 students in the entire state for the Minnesota All-Star team. Other members during this time frame that I can recall, but obviously not a complete list, included Brandon Krecklau, Joel London, Robert Weaver, Nick Hano, Carl Isaacson, Josh Kimball, Evan Carlson, Andy Carlson, Charles Johnson, Lacey Kuschel, Amanda Mateer, Danielle Carlson, Tom Burke, Andy Isaacson, and Abe Bobst. By 1998, Sebeka teams had reached the state tournament 6 consecutive years and 8 out of the 10 years total. By 1999, the 8th and 9th grade teams won regional titles, and the varsity won their 5th regional championship. That meant Sebeka had made a clean sweep of Region 5, and this was the varsity's 8th trip to the state. The 2001 team finished the regular season in first place in the region, but at the tournament they placed 7th, just missing a trip to state by a few points. They were avenged by the next 2002 team, which did qualify for state, making this the 9th time in 10 years that Sebeka had a state Knowledge Bowl team. Several junior high teams found success from 2006 to 2008. They won the regional championship 3 consecutive years and were undefeated in 2008. That team consisted of Jonathan Miller, Paul Schmidt, Zach McDonald, Luke Meach, and Madigan Cochran. Many of those same team members would go on to make several more trips to the state at the high school level. The varsity team in 2008 went from 23rd place during the regional championship to ultimately the 3rd place, earning them another trip to state where they also placed 3rd. One thing you need to realize is that teams are often power ranked at these tournaments, which means if you score well, you face off against other good teams. This meant that if you won tournaments by the overall score, but if you faced a couple of tough teams and didn't score very much, you dropped down. And then you might have to crawl your way back up from the lower, weaker teams' rooms. This created situations where Sebeka could come from behind and surprise some of the bigger schools. Situations like our trip to the state in 1997. Trenton helped me recall our surprise comeback. Our team consisted of Trenton, myself, Matt Ranson, and Vaughn Tormanen. We did not perform very well at the regional championship in the written or the first 3 rounds. As a result, we dropped down to a lower power room for the final. We took a break for lunch. Mr. Miller saw how we were doing and encouraged us to have a nice lunch as we were probably done for the season. As typical hungry teenagers, we complied. And then something special started to happen. In the final round, we started out slow, but we gradually built up momentum, and by the end had answered 13 of the last 15 questions successfully. We were happy with our performance at the end, but packed up expecting to be done for the season. We were quite surprised during the awards ceremony to hear that our strong performance at the end had resulted in our team advancing to 4th place, which earned us a trip to state. Ultimately, we placed 7th in the state, but the surprise comeback at regions was one of the highlights I can recall from high school. Getting back to more highlights, the 2009, 2010, and 2011 varsity teams all went to state. They placed 5th in 2009 and then won the state in 2010 and 11, as already mentioned. Members of those teams included Jonathan Miller, Brett Malcor, Luke Meach, Paul Schmidt, Zach McDonald, Kyler Pittman, and Dylan Crunland. If I missed somebody or mispronounced a name, I apologize. My yearbooks are a little dusty. Sebeka won the regional championship. Several advisors have played important roles in the program over the years. They include Dan Doyle, the current varsity advisor, Jerry Miller, the founder, Robert Foster, Richard Prine, Jesse Bullock, Keegan McCorkle, now the current junior high advisor. I originally became interested in Knowledge Bowl because I was always interested in facts, and I was constantly reading about science and history and mythology over the years, and I ended up accumulating a lot of useless knowledge. This was way more impressive before Google. Now it's just helpful when you're out of Wi-Fi range or there's no power. As I went on to further education, ultimately completing the 23rd grade by the time I was done, I found that the useless knowledge that I had started building on itself. And eventually I realized that I didn't have useless knowledge, I had knowledge. And none of it was wasted. Sometimes we like to glorify sports in high school, but I think it's important to remember that the academic activities can also lead to success and teach students about how to be on a team and work together to accomplish great things. Knowledge Bowl clearly has for many Sebeka grads. Thank you, Mr. Miller, and for all the other faculty that have taught all these successful students over the years.
Thank you, Dr. Hess. I really liked your stories, and I related to them a little bit, although I feel like my team has a little bit more shouting matches that I recall. At this time, skipping that one. At the end of the program, we would like all Alumni Knowledge Bowl members to join us in the high school cafeteria for a group picture. For most of you, this would mean the old gym.
We are grateful for your attendance here tonight. To honor you as an alumnus of Sebeka High School and to show our appreciation, we will now award prizes to the oldest alumnus and to the individual that has traveled the furthest. In addition, we will be drawing names for the remaining prizes. Please take note of the generous businesses, organizations, and individuals who kindly donated to our celebration tonight.
Good evening. Thank you all for being here this evening. We will start with the awards for the oldest alumnus, the earliest graduate, I should say, and the farthest traveled. Our earliest graduate here with us tonight is a graduate of the class of 1954, Alice Olala. And she will be receiving a year's subscription to the Review Messenger, and we thank them for their donation of that subscription. Receiving a year's subscription to the Review Messenger is also our farthest traveled, having traveled 256 miles from Rochester from the class of 2017, Madison Lake. Before we give away the next prizes, there's a few people that we wanted to thank. We had some students do some great work for us this year. The buttons that there's some available for purchase that have been available was created by Autumn Tyken, a senior at Sebeka. And we also had the logo for the front of the program was created by an exchange student of ours, Lisa, and she did a nice job. And the program itself was created by one of Mr. Haino's students, Zach Dozier. So we thank them for their hard work on that. So our first general drawing we will have is a donation from West Central. It's an Alexa Echo Show. And that goes to Emily Huntington. Next, we have 2 gift certificates from Hub 71 that we'll be giving away, $20 each, and thank you to Shannon for those donations. The first one goes to Hunter Scarrow. And the second one to Tori Carlson. Next, we have two $25 certificates from Ted's Hardware, and we thank them for that donation. The first one goes to Joe Lindroos. And the second one goes to Katie Ann Brockpaller. We've got some young alums winning some prizes tonight. And our last donations we have, again, from Shannon at Hub 71. We've got two Cenex gift cards. One goes to Jason Steinke. And our last winner of the evening is Sharon Haino. Mrs. Rasmussen and I would both like to thank you so much for being here this evening, and we hope you enjoy your time here.
I would also like to thank Ms. Cook and Ms. Rasmussen for setting up Homecoming. They've been working for weeks on this, and I know it's been just like totally difficult and stressful for them. So if we could give a round of applause for them, I'd be really thankful.
Good job.
And now, for our final entertainment selection of this evening, our very own Mistress of Ceremonies, Mackenzie Cushel, and Queen Candidate Avery Heyman will sing a duet. Mackenzie and Avery will be performing the 2016 country chart hit, Road Less Traveled, co-written and performed by Laura and Elena.
Why do you keep on staring in that mirror, mirror? Ain't it fair at all?
Dress sizes can't define. Don't let the world decide what's beautiful. No.
You won't make yourself a name if you follow the rules. History gets made when you're acting a fool.
So don't hold it back and just draw it. Show what you got and just own it. No, they can't tear you apart.
If you trust your rebel heart, ride it into battle. Don't be afraid.
Take the road less traveled. Wear out your boots and kick up the gravel. Don't be afraid. Take the road less traveled on. Oh, 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 oh. Take the road less traveled on.
Don't follow anyone. March to the rhythm of a different drown. Why do we analyze, break out and criticize the crazy ones? Whoa. You will make yourself a name if you follow the rules. History gets made when you're acting a fool. So don't hold it back and just draw on it. Show what you got and just own it. No, they can't tear you apart. If you trust your rebel heart, ride it into battle. Don't be afraid. Take the road less traveled. Wear out your boots and kick up the gravel. Don't be afraid. Take the road less traveled on. Oh, whoa, oh, whoa. Take the road less traveled on. Put your hands up, show me that you're one of a kind. Put your hands up, let me hear your voice tonight. Oh, if you trust your rebel heart, ride it into battle. Don't be afraid. Take the road less traveled. Wear out your boots and kick up the gravel. Don't be afraid. Take the road less traveled. If you trust your heart, ride it into battle. Don't be afraid. Take the road less traveled. Wear out your boots and kick up the gravel. Don't be afraid. Take the road less traveled on. Oh, whoa, oh, whoa. Take the road less traveled on. Wear out your boots and kick up the gravel. Don't be afraid. Take the road less traveled on. Traveled on. Take the road less traveled on.
Thank you, ladies. You both did very good.
Now it is time for the moment you have all been waiting for. In a few short moments, the 2023 Homecoming King and Queen will be crowned. But first, let's do a little reminiscing by looking back on some of our past homecoming themes and royalty.
For the beginning memories of Sabika High School homecomings from 1947 until 1959, we only had queen candidates. Our first queen was Leona Suela, and our last standalone queen candidate was Gloria Benson in 1959, with the theme of South Pacific. Now, our first homecoming king, was Gerald Jacobson in 1960, alongside Carol Jensen. In 1973, Chris Dismore was crowned king, along with Queen Renee Erickson. Their theme was Magic Moments. Moving along into the 21st century, 2003 saw Allison Nelson, crowned queen. Her king was Trenton Schmitz, and their theme was Everlasting Moment. 10 years ago, in 2013, the theme was Paris Amour, where Katie Ann Brockfiler and Max Pajari were inducted as king and queen. And just last year, Spencer Erickson was crowned king, along with Queen Kylan Warmbold, in Welcome Back to Fabulous Sabika.
And now it is time to introduce the 2023 Mystic Masquerade Royal Court and find out who will be this year's king and queen. We would like to recognize and thank Victor Hutta for playing piano during our Grand March tonight.
Sophomore attendants are Samantha Stevens, escorted by Logan Demmer.
It'd be so awkward to have to do them.
Our other sophomore attendants, Jordan Van Aurkirk, escorted by Aiden Olmstead.
Right. Duh. Junior attendants are Brianna George, escorted by Logan Helland. Junior attendants Kaylee Westberg, escorted by Parker Rasmussen.
Now, for our King and Queen candidates. First up is Eva Erickson, escorted by Hank Tellers. Now is our King and Queen candidates, Avery Heyman, escorted by Levi Stevens. Next are King and Queen candidates, Macy Lake, escorted by Wyatt Olson. Last, but certainly not least, are our King and Queen candidates, Anna Vargo, escorted by Xander Lincoln.
Now for our flower girls and crown bearers. Quinn Crab, escorted by Logan Perron. They're like, we're on a mission. Flower girl and crown bearer, Eva Gardner, escorted by Connor Perron.
The Mistress of Ceremonies and I would like to thank you for celebrating the 77th annual Sabika Homecoming with us. We hope to see you throughout the festivities this weekend. Please join us afterward for the homecoming dance in the elementary gymnasium, formerly the varsity gym, an elementary dance in the multipurpose room. A friendly reminder to elementary parents that you do need to accompany your child to the elementary dance.
All alumni and guests are encouraged to attend our Saturday festivities. The Trojan volleyball team will hold their annual silent auction from 4 p.m. until halftime of the boys' basketball game. We also encourage you to participate in the women's alumni volleyball game starting at 2:30 p.m. and the men's alumni basketball game to follow at 4:30. To finish off our homecoming festivities, we encourage you to stick around Saturday evening to watch our Lady Trojans take on the Henning Hornets at 6, followed by the varsity boys team taking the court against the Henning Hornets at 7:30.
Without further ado, crowning this year's King and Queen are Kylan Warmbold and Spencer Erickson, 2022's Homecoming King and Queen.
Kylin is currently attending M State in Wadena with plans to complete her associate's degree this semester, as well as working full-time at Bremer Bank and Perm as a consumer banker. She also works part-time waitressing at Blueberry Pines in Monaga. Her plans for the near future will likely include returning to school to obtain a bachelor's degree in either finance or agricultural business. She has enjoyed the flexibility of online school as she has had the opportunity to coach girls' junior high volleyball and junior high basketball teams here in Sabika this year. Spencer Erickson is currently employed full-time at Haybrook in rural Sabika. Additionally, he also is working part-time at Burke Dairy in rural Sabika. Once again, here are this year's King and Queen candidates. Eva Erickson, escorted by Hank Tellers. Avery Heyman, escorted by Levi Stevens. Macy Lake, escorted by Wyatt Olson. And Anna Vargo, escorted by Xander Lincoln.
Please remain seated after the crowning and dismissal of our homecoming royal court. As soon as our king and queen have completed their first walk, there will be a photo taken by our official photographer of the court. And now, for the moment you have all been waiting for, your 2023 Mystic Masquerade King and Queen are...
We are excited to announce and introduce to you our 2023 Homecoming King and Queen, Mr. Hank Tellers and Miss Anna Vargo. Please take your first walk as the Sabika School 2023 Mystic Masquerade Homecoming King and Queen.
Knowledgeable members, please join us on the other side of the stage in the high school cafeteria, also known to many of you as the old gym, for a photo. Again, we ask that all others in attendance remain seated while we take our official Royal Court photo. Thank you again for joining us tonight for our 77th Annual Sabika Homecoming, and that concludes our ceremony.
Good job, we killed it.
Turn on the fucking light.
Yeah, I know. If we could have the lights, perfect.
That's what we were waiting for.
Never mind. Never mind. Good job. Pretty good.
You did too.
We did. Did I?